Britain, an ancient place. It now has new sights, new smells, new sounds.
Stepped in the party, steady. The big back's on shake already.
Mama said don't cry no more. Mama said don't cry no more.
And even a new name. They call it the UK.
And what's gone wrong in Britain is we've had this culture in which the rules were unspoken, and you have people who have no sense of rules at all.
This is a story about immigration.
What does it mean to be British for you?
To be British for me, it means that although I'm British and I'm born in this country, that I'm still rejected as a black person.
Identity.
Do you know what it is? I come from the UK. Do you know what I mean? So for me, it's like this is where it started.
And the strange new country emerging from the ruins of the old.
Do you like the new Britain?
No. I've got to be honest. No.
Welcome to the UK. To make sense of Britain's cultural revolution, I turned to historian Dr. David Starkey. What do you think about the new multicultural Britain and its cultural aspects? You know, whether it's the music, whether it's the art, whether it's the aesthetic of the whole thing. How do you think it stands up to the old Britain?
What a nice, simple question for this hour of the late afternoon. It has an aesthetic. It's interesting. Some of this has been very, very heavily pushed by the establishment, particularly drill. Stormzy is almost a mascot at Cambridge. He has been allowed, on the back of this stuff, to endow scholarships which are only for black students, which I think is outrageous, but that's another matter. It's also very interesting to listen to the words. The words are of unconscionable violence, of anti-homosexuality, of utter contempt for women, of plugging of drugs. The BBC largely invented this. But if you go right back to the beginning of modernism, to the end, roughly the end of the First World War, to artists like Marcel Duchamp, the famous chap with the urinal, labeled the Phantom and whatever, in New York, and signed, was it, Rose c'est la vie, Eros, it's life. The purpose of that, this again is where we've completely forgotten. Modern art is about destroying. It's about destroying the old art. Duchamp says quite clearly, Rembrandt's to be used as ironing board. The high art is also about destroying. The architecture of Le Corbusier envisages flattening everything else.
If culture is downstream from music, then drill is the soundtrack of the UK. Drill music, aggressive, violent, and deeply influential, is vastly popular among urban youths in Britain. To understand it, I met with one of the scene's key figures, Fumez the engineer, a producer whose YouTube channel has shaped the sound of a generation.
Good to meet you, then. Nice to meet you, my guy. Okay, so you want to show us your studio?
Yeah, sure, I'm through.
Awesome. Wow, so you've had a lot of views.
Yeah, we had a lot of early success.
So who's this guy? Like, is this one of your artists? Or?
So that guy exactly, I don't know who that is exactly, because that's like an actor. So basically, there was a wave where I done a lot of plugged-ins, which is what freestyle platform is called. This guy was in jail, but he was crazy popular. So he's actually in jail, and I managed to get
jail.
Yeah, he's out. He's out now.
Okay.
But at the time, he was in jail, and I managed to get some recordings and put them together and make it into a freestyle for him.
Why was he in jail?
I think you can Google his thing, but I haven't personally. But yeah, I think you can Google his thing. I don't know, speaking about other people's life.
And I like, so this is obviously the British flag. So are you a proud sort of British producer, or?
Do you know what it is? I come from the UK. Do you know what I mean? So for me, it's like, this is where it started. So for me, it's like, I have to acknowledge that my core fan base is in the UK. And then obviously it feels great now to be able to expand and be able to have Spanish plugged in and French and Brazilian.
Should we go and see the studio?
Yeah, yeah. Let's go. Gorgeous. Let's see. All right. But yeah.
Come here, so.
Alright, yeah. Yeah, this is kind of where cool happens. Obviously, the booth's on the other side. I'm kind of that person that will have you doing everything again and again and again until it's right. I'm a perfectionist. Like, I've had artists go in there and get upset at me because they're just like, yo, bro, I swear it sounded good like 15 takes ago. And I'm like, trust me, I know when it's the right one. So I'm that guy that's always striving to get the best it can be. What got you interested in drill?
Do you know what? It's something I know almost nothing about. So I am totally curious. I need to educate myself totally. And I hope that you can explain to me. It's not something I regularly listen to.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever listened to a full drill song.
Ever?
So you'll have to show me my first experience. You'll have to sort of inaugurate it.
I feel like there's a lot of pressure. But never ever is not to. You could do drill. You don't have to be from a certain background or experience a certain life to do drill. And I think that's what got misconstrued with drill.
So you really think I could do drill?
Yeah, 100%. Should we write some bars and get you in there? Have you ever written bars before?
No. I've never done
any music background whatsoever?
Not at all.
What would you want to say on a drill beat?
What do people typically talk about on drill?
Let's not worry about that. Let's worry about...
We're going to talk about what I want to talk about. All right. I just moved to America. What it's like to live in America, or maybe
something like that. That cool. Right, cool. So you just moved to America. So where was you living before?
In London, in Hackney.
Ah, cool. So then that'll be your opening line. It's something along the lines of, came from Hackney, now I'm living in DC. If you had to give yourself a tag right now, yeah, we need a name for you, bro. What's your name?
Okay, well, my surname is Edginton, so what about Edge? Something to do with like the edge or something.
Are you ready? Young Edge.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's go in the booth. All right.
How is that fun?
Yeah.
And where do you get your funding from?
So great. All right. This is where it happens.
Okay. Came from Hackney, now I'm in DC. I shot drill for GB News. You can check my CV.
Now the gap's too big.
Grilled list. Yeah. Too quick.
That was the timing. Do it again like that.
And after many failed attempts, I attempted to record a drill track myself. It turns out, cultural immersion isn't always painless.
You can check my CV.
I came from Hackney, now I'm in DC. I shot drill for GB News. You can check my CV. Grilled Liz Trust on TV. That one there was all me. That one bang like Chief Keef. God bless the country. Amen.
It's a mad feeling, isn't it?
Yeah. And it makes good energy.
You have energy, and there's a vibe, innit? That's drill music.
So this felt like a good thing, right?
Yeah.
But
there
is a but.
Yeah, here we go.
Drill music does have a reputation for being violent.
Cool.
And, you know, we were looking up the origin of the word drill, and it comes from quite a violent background.
I wasn't sure on that until just now, but yeah.
Yeah. So what do you think of the sort of violent aspect to it? The people gone to prison, you know, kind of rapping about doing violent things, shooting, whatever. That can't be a good thing, right? Or...
Alright, cool. Like, I'm gonna spin this, yeah. You are who you are, right? And that's the main thing. What do you think about Hackney?
I like living there, yeah.
Cool, but the stigma now, if you Google it, there's stabbings, there's shootings all the time. But do you know what it is? You're you. So just because you live there, it doesn't mean that you have to be that person. So it's the same with drill music. Just because it comes from or may have originated from that, it doesn't mean you have to then be that person. Do you get what I'm saying? Because you've gone in there and done a drill song. Like, make no mistake about it, this is a drill song. Do you get what I'm saying? You put an artist on there that does drill now, and it's a drill song. Do you get what I'm saying? There's a gap for a verse, but it's a drill song. But you've come out here, you felt good. You felt energized. You felt like a lot of the kids come from, if they are coming from that world and they're involved in whatever they're involved in, whilst they're here, they're here. They're focused on this. They're not outside. They're not in fear of getting arrested or seeing someone and having to run or run after them or any of the stigmas that are involved around it. They're here. They're doing something positive. They're releasing. Like you've come out here and felt something different. Like this is what they feel when they come to the studio.
If this is promoting violence to millions, tens of millions, billions of, I don't know, listens, then surely that can't be good. If young kids are listening to this and thinking this is cool to go and shoot people or stab people or that's what people are rapping about, does that not encourage them to do those things?
I can't speak on what encourages other people to do what, but one thing I do know about music is I feel like drill is unfairly looked at, and I'll say that because if I listen to most songs, like most, a lot of stuff are diss tracks, a lot of stuff like even the R&B songs, they're all dissing their exes and my man and this girl, and then you take it back to Tupac rapping, hit 'em up, it's the same stuff. Rap music, it's all the same stuff. Like, if you listen to the lyrics, it's still girls, money, drugs, power, respect. That's all it is.
But I think drill in particular has a reputation for violence.
But why?
Rather than rock or any other genre. Well, because of the lyrics and because of the people, like you were saying, there's someone out there on one of your awards that had been in prison, for example.
He didn't go to prison for making drill music. Do you get it? Like, no one's gone to prison for making drill music. They go to prison for real life actions.
Which they then might be promoting through the music. That's, I suppose, that is some people's worries.
It's possible. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say drill's perfect. Like, it is a genre that is looked at under a certain light. But I do feel like it's unfairly looked at.
Whoosh! Stepped in the party, steady.
To see how it's really done, drill artist Taze stepped into the studio to record.
So have you already got the lyrics written down?
So that's normally how it happens.
So you've thought about it before?
Yes. This one, obviously, is one of my more commercial ones where I know you lot are coming, so...
Yeah. So what does that mean, more commercial? Nicer?
Yeah, nicer. More child-friendly.
More child-friendly. More PC.
Can we say child-friendly, but...
Can we see the lyrics? Can you read them out?
Can I read them out? Yeah. How many lyrics do you want me to read?
Give us a few
the
lines.
Whole... Okay, cool.
Yeah, give us the best lines.
Yeah. I said, I stepped in the party steady. The big back's on shake already. I just got a call from Kelly. She just want to shake her jelly. So...
Okay. So this is about a girl.
Yeah.
Is this a real person?
No. Nothing's real. Nothing's real
so
about
it's all
this.
made up?
Yeah.
Because what we're talking about is the violence isn't real. That's basically what you're saying, right?
Well, the violence in my lyrics isn't real.
Yeah.
There is... I couldn't say that the violence in everyone's lyrics. I can't talk to everyone. But really and truly, there is some violence behind it. That drill started with, like, from Chicago, and Chicago is kind of a violent place. They used to rap about a lot of things, so kind of that subject. So when I started, it was like probably... When did drill start? When did I start? Probably 2017, 2018, I started drill. And I was living a different life to what I'm living today. So sometimes I rap about certain things that I've seen back in the day or certain things I've been through. But most of the things that I'm rapping about now, nothing that's going on. It's all fabricated.
So you saw violent stuff when you were growing up, is that?
I was growing up, yeah.
What kind of stuff?
Fights. Loads of punches, kicks. People getting rushed, just not much. But, yeah. Not much I want to say on, you know what I'm trying to say. Whoosh! Stepped in the party, steady. The big back's on shake already. I just got a call from Kelly. She just want to shake her jelly.
In Old Britain, culture meant Shakespeare and Elgar. In the UK, it's masked rappers, viral beefs, and beats soaked in violence. But what does the public think of this new Britain? To find out, I went to Multicultural Brixton in South London.
What does it mean to be British for you?
To be British for me, it means that although I'm British and I'm born in this country, that I'm still rejected as a black person. And even though my family came over as a Windrush family, they built the roads, they came here, built up the country, and they're still stigmatising us as black people and putting us down. That's what it means to be British.
So you feel that Britain's a racist country?
Absolutely, it's still entrenched in its racism, and they're still paying off people, and they never paid retribution. They never paid the people for enslaving us black people. And what does it mean to be British? To be a sheep?
Some people say when they think of Britain, they think of Winston Churchill and the Duke of Wellington
Winston Churchill was a racist.
And Alfred the Great and people like that. Lord Nelson, what do you think of the great British heroes?
They're just like racist and slave owners, and times are changing, backlash is coming, because you can't carry on like that, really.
So what does it mean to be British, sir?
What does it mean to be British? Look at me and you won't miss. You will see that I'm here with you, wondering what to do, wondering how to go along. Want to be strong and still being weak because of the system. I don't know who cheat.
And do you have a favourite Prime Minister or King or Queen?
Well, to be honest with you, we grew up and see the Queen in power. I really like King Charles right now still. I like the guy. He's a cool guy.
So what do you think it means to be British?
Well, I am British. My ancestors were Welsh.
What are British values?
Have manners, be kind, respectful, yes.
Do you have a favourite Prime Minister or King or Queen?
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth II?
I know she's gone, but I'm waiting for William now. Yeah.
You're not a fan of Charles? And when I say the names of the next British heroes, what do you think? So Alfred the Great, Lord Nelson, the Duke of Wellington, Henry VIII. What do you think of these people?
Well, they were heroes in their time. I mean, that was a long time ago, but they saved things, so they were good men in that respect, yeah.
And what do you make of the Britain today? It's obviously changed a lot, presumably, since when you were growing up.
Of course, yes. Of course. That's a very difficult one for me because I'm on my last chapter now, so that's how I'm going to put it. Nearly in my 80s, so that's a very difficult question for me because if you look around, there's a lot of languages spoken and it's difficult.
Do you like the new Britain?
No. I've got to be honest. No.
What does it mean to be British?
Well, I mean, what it means, it's a lot to me because I always study British. So, and the pound is really strong, the dollars is better.
Do you live here?
Yes.
How long have you lived here?
2 years.
And do you think you're British? Do you feel British?
Certainly.
Yeah.
I love it here.
And what are British values?
Well, exceeding, job offered, travelings, all of you can name it. So good.
What's your favourite thing about Britain?
My favourite thing about Britain is getting around easily, transportation, no problem, anywhere you want to go. End of the hand in British is always good.
And have you got a favourite Prime Minister or King or Queen?
Well, not really. I just love everyone, getting to know them now, so I'm not sure which is my favourite, but all been great.
And what do you think of these British heroes? Alfred the Great, Lord Nelson, the Duke of Wellington, Henry VIII?
Well, they are really good. Getting to study them, as like I said, they are really good.
But what does it mean to be British for you?
I was born here, what can I say?
You like it?
It's all right.
What are British values?
How do you mean values?
Well, some people say that British people are polite and they believe in fair play and they're tolerant and things like that.
Most people are polite and tolerant. But you get somebody in a bad mood and they won't be too polite at all, will they?
Not everyone sees the UK as a problem. I sat down with Fahima Mohammed, a neurodiversity coach and a broadcaster.
It's just a new version of old panic. The same was said about Irish pubs in the 1950s, curry houses in the 70s, and Polish shops in the 2000s. Britain has always evolved. Culture isn't a museum, it's a living, breathing thing, and most Brits enjoy cultural diversity. The Union Jack, Shakespeare, or tea with milk all come from cultural mixing. Britain's identity, whether you like to hear it or not, is multiculturalism. Most Brits enjoy cultural diversity, from chicken tikka masala to certain even festivals that happen within the minority groups. People vote with their feet and taste buds a lot of the times, and culture is sharing in a strength, not a threat. Some discomfort is normal and it's not dangerous. Seeing different languages or faiths can feel unfamiliar, but unfamiliar doesn't mean unsafe. In fact, these communities often have strong family values and civic pride. Britishness is about democracy, fairness and freedom, not what food you eat and what clothes you wear. To that extent, we can enjoy the differences.
But this is a new phenomenon, isn't it? Because Britain did have and England did have a very distinct history and culture and homogeneity until the 1950s, when you started to have immigration from the former empire, from the Commonwealth, and obviously more recently we've seen huge numbers. So this isn't going back thousands of years, this is going back, 1 or 2 generations. And this new phenomenon, this new culture, this new wave of immigration, some people feel that it's eroding the British culture and the English culture that did exist, as I said, until the Second World War.
Well, don't forget that Britain invited those immigrants to fight alongside when it came to the war. So it wasn't something that was just an invasion like people call it. And these are kind of real offensive and language which is not really even in line with British values, the British laws, the British system. It's xenophobic. And it's ethnocentric. And a lot of the times, if people are willing to have their own countries for themselves, then don't invite people to come in when it comes to trade, foreign investment, as well as people who are skilled workers that is lacking in this country by its own population indigenously. So again, you can't have it both ways. It has to be in a way where people have come here, they've settled, they were invited, and they have also evolved. There's also a culture amongst minorities where they have more family values of getting married and having children, which the English themselves have actually not fulfilled in any sort of way. And maybe let's address those issues. I live in a predominantly white area in southwest London, and we've had an influx of people from India and Hong Kong. They come here with barely much English, but they overtake most people that are living here, unfortunately, within their academics. So again, who do you blame?
In Cambridge, philosopher James Orr helped make sense of the deeper cultural shift.
UK as a designation for the United Kingdom, for those 4 nations, as the collective term for those 4 nations, does not really get going until the mid-90s. That's when you see an astonishing spike in references to the term UK and the slow decline of the use of the collective term Britain. The impact of mass migration is real. The emergence of this new way of thinking about our country, UK, is something that is driven by rapid demographic change. And so what you're seeing is the emergence of kind of a new or rival collective identity, probably not terribly different from what you would see in the Roman Empire in the 4th and 5th centuries AD, where you have, in effect, ethnically, linguistically, and culturally distinct tribes beginning to assert themselves, particularly in Gaul and in Germany and in North Africa. And this sort of opened up a sharp contrast between classical Rome, what they would call Romanitas, the older way of being a Roman, purer forms of spoken Latin, classical Latin, and then the emergence of a just very different set, increasingly divergent sets of cultural norms.
How does the UK compare to the old Britain?
How does it compare? I think probably what distinguishes the UK compared to, understood as this kind of distilled symbol of a new sort of a new country dominated by emerging migrant cultures and demographic silos is what characterizes it is a kind of year zero attitude to history. So there's no, quite understandably, there's no conscious awareness of the hinterlands of the nation. And that's not just, that they're not familiar with 1066 and all that. They won't, World War II and the kind of Spitfire nationalism and the Blitz spirit, these just are completely alien concepts and alien chapters to them, for reasons you can entirely understand. They will bring with them, when new arrivals step through Heathrow, they bring with them their own loyalties and their own mental histories of the cultures and nations that form them, the religions that form them. So I think that's one distinctive feature. There will always be a dialogue of the deaf, I think, between the sort of new UK populations and, as it were, the older historic enclaves. And increasingly, I think there will be enclaves if we look at the data. Certainly by the end of this century, you will see, I think, a kind of silos of maybe people living the sort of UKers and Britishers living alongside each other somehow, but certainly not integrating a great deal. I mean, it does look like, as I said, it's going to be a tale of two nations.
The UK isn't just a meme, it's a mirror. It reflects a nation that's fractured, confused, and unsure of what it wants to be. The old Britain was built on a shared identity, loyalty, and pride. The new one is built on vibes, globalism, and alien cultures. Some call it progress, others call it collapse. But one thing's certain, this isn't Britain anymore. This is the UK.